Welcome back to another episode of The Call of Cthulhu. We're gonna try and sneak past everybody. I'll wait until this asshat leaves. Are you kidding me? You?
Hey! Something interesting, then we'll see. And stop turning like that, damn it.
That went terribly. Oh, hell. Jesus Christ.
Think we got a walker?
God damn it. You're kidding me.
I saw something over there. You there!
How did he know? I was such a ninja. There's no way.
They're everywhere! Make them go away!
Hardcore ninja. Oh no. Oh.
What carnage.
What the hell? Sorry, I had a hiccup. Hmm. This is your average hospital, hmm? Yeah, it seems about right. Another medicine book. Hey.
All the levers are activated.
Want my handy dandy lighter instead. I like it a lot better. Plus it doesn't use up that oil and stuff. I imagine on a harder difficulty the lighter has limited use as well. Is that all that was in here? There's no... nothing? Damn. I want to know what clues do I have, or what do I have in my inventory. I have 2 keys. The key to the maintenance room and the key to the guard's room. Okay. Jack of all trades. Occupation, ship owner. That's all the levers. I gotta head back to that room, I guess. I wonder where the guard that was here, where did he go? Pile of the blood.
What will happen if I increase the current to the limit? That should draw the attention of the guards. I should hide.
Damn it! What's going on? Is there somebody? Gotta let Fuller know. We can bet he'll blame us.
Not exactly sure what that was meant to accomplish.
Who's there?
Damn it. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? Screw you, dude.
I saw something over there.
Did you know? I didn't see anything. Still not exactly sure what that was meant to accomplish. So I distracted them into that room. Then what? Already? Maybe if I reverse it. Yes? No? How come I can mess with this one but not the other one? I can't even mess with this one anymore. What the fuck? I'm not sure what that's meant to do. I must have screwed something up. Wonder how I get down there. Well, I won't worry about it. Wait. Cutscene.
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me, like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. Don't stay with me, or you'll end up the same way.
You're Sanders, aren't you? I heard you from my cell. What did they do to you? What does Fuller want with you?
The doctor? You think it's the doctor who scares me? The doctor wants to heal me. But he's the one who's crazy. He wants to restore my sight. He wants to give me back my eyes. And yet I told him that I didn't want him. I do not want to see it anymore. The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only.
Hmm.
The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
What can you tell me about the Hawkins?
You should leave before it's too late.
I inspected the scene of the fire, and something is not right. Do you think Charles Hawkins could have killed his wife and faked his own death?
What? No, of course not. He would never have done such a thing. She was the sole purpose of his life.
I don't understand. What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. We should never have met.
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It has trapped you. No, don't let it see you, or you won't be able to escape it. Don't look at it. That's how it finds you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor. Without her, it's no longer possible to save me.
What the fuck?
No!
Sanders! What the hell?
What the fuck?
I gotta... Okay. This is insane. What killed him?
Oh man. You're a detective. Figure it out, goddammit. I did want to have a look around. I didn't get to see what was down here, though. Locked door, that's what was here. Just gonna... There we go, that's better.
Damn! The gas! Oh. My head.
Later.
fuck?
We need to move on.
Pierce woke up in an asylum installed in the cellars of Riverside Institute. He met Dr. Coleman, a female friend of Bradley, who helped him to escape wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigns supreme. Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Sanders before dying in full view of the detective. He accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the accursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Colin. The companions in misfortune decide to use Hawkins' mansion as a hideout. Oh no. The tentacles!
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Oh man. Hey, I got 3 points. Ooh. One in there to get 100% on that. Oh shit, did I grab that other medicine book? Oh, I might have missed one. Fuck. Strength. Hidden spot. Psychology. Let's do hidden spot. Why not? No, I need to validate it. Thank you very much. Oh, I might have missed one. Damn.
Fine. Do what you want. I'm just trying to reason with you.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day's only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr.
You're
Pierce,
supposed to
are
be
you
dead.
all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us, what happened?
Oh, I don't have enough occultism? Fuck my life. Damn.
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
God, I wish I could get that one.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand.
Believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
God damn it.
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
God damn.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
He should be dead. At least injured.
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
Well, you should consider, people are kind of chopped up.
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Ooh.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
Damn.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
I don't know how the lady is to begin with.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
There's a few things I would like to see if they will allow me to explore this place. Leave? That's not what I wanted to do. Damn it.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Yes, have a drink. Affect my destiny. Thank you. I would like something to refill my lantern. Oh well. Let's do this. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decide to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trail. Follow Francis Sanders, an art collector, and friend of the painter who died in front of Pierce. Detective goes to his house in order to speak with his widow about the Shambler and what the unfortunate man mentioned before he died. I'd also like to know what the Shambler is. Sounds pretty cool.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders? I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
You?
You know each other.
Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce.
Hell.
And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
Well, a lot of odd things are happening. I prefer she not go in there and meddle with
May
this
I
stuff
inquire
before I
as
get a
to
chance to look
when
at it.
you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Attack, huh? He died screaming before my eyes. Well, fuck. That's pretty awful to say.
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words.
This will affect my
Nobody in
guess.
that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was injured, and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Luck is obviously very kind to you. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
How did you come to meet Sarah Hawkins?
We were the wealthiest and most influential families on Darkwater. Of course we would know each other. And when Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, she and her sinister paintings were destined to catch my husband's eye. He bought many of her works over the last 5 years. They adorn his macabre gallery.
Hmm.
May I ask you what Miss Baker is doing here? How do you know her?
My business with Miss Baker is private, Mr. Pierce.
But you do know what kind of business Miss Baker is in, don't you?
I am no fool. Please believe that much, at least.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Yep. Just gonna look at everything else first. Won't be long.
Did she really care for him after all?
Acknowledge the receipt of the letter in which you demand the body of your deceased husband. I am sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to return his body to you. At the moment of his interment, you signed a discharge allowing me to dispose of his body as I see fit. I extend my deepest condolences to you.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Shambler, huh? Yes, I would like to see more medicine.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? A house of artists. A house of artists. Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated. She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why?
That is a good question.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
I was hoping that would increase my occultism.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Audio recording, huh? Damn. Well, damn it. Come on now.
I could use one of those.
More sleeping pills? Prescribed to Sanders or Irene? That is a good question.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
Ooh, that was from my occultism.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Ooh.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Key to Sanders' gallery. What are you doing here? Let's read it. It's a kind of encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. Oh boy. My occultism. Oh, it's close. Maybe one more should push to level 3. Oh, I got 2 points. Yeah, why not?
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Perfect, Detective. The pretext? The body language? I would have bought it if it was the first time I'd seen your face. You're a good talker, Pierce. Your story will do for the moment.
Good on you, Cat.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say? Not now, sweetheart.
Sure.
I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
Medicine. This is very interesting stuff. Indeed.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
That's interesting to me. That's the Shambler. Why would I need a place to hide?
The public entrance to the gallery. Why was he so interested in old weapons?
To defend himself, maybe? Awesome! I've been looking for that. What the fuck? Makes a noise whenever I try to interact with it.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
That is pretty good right there. Why would I need more lamp oil? Something bad's about to happen, guys. Not sure what it is, but I did want to investigate everything else first.
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
Hmm. Is that not the one we were looking at? I swore one of those had it. Did it not? Yeah, that
Why was
one.
he so interested in old weapons?
That's it, right
Why
there.
was he so interested in old weapons?
Hmm. Oh no. No, no. Damn. Oh shit, I got experience points. And I'm going to use them right now.
What the hell was that?
Give me the goddamn dagger.
This dagger looks different.
I didn't know how to use it. Fuck! Well, shit. Okay, I'm gonna hold to skip that. I'm telling you, that was the
What
dagger
the
I
hell was
needed.
that? I can't even touch it. This dagger looks different.
Oh shit. Back. What am I supposed to do?
What the hell was that? This dagger looks different.
Think. Think. What happens if I wait in here too long? Can I use this on the painting? What the hell?
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
It's nothing. I think I just drank too much.
That goes without saying. If you can't tell the difference between reality and fiction, then you're in real trouble.
I ran, screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't hear a thing.
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room. The door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could. I like to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
This Jambo turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins. as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back to the painting. They discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Aldron Drake, the owner of the Nameless bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. Oh boy. Sneaky as fuck,
Where's the
detective.
bookseller?
Someone broke in.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Interesting, interesting. I'd like more books on the occult, please. Medicine. That works too.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
I look just like the Shambler.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
More medicine, hell yeah. And a history book with Darkwater.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
So you had a dream about the Leviathan. You had a dream about some other entity also telling you what to do. But is the Leviathan... Why is it called the Call of Cthulhu if there's a Leviathan? I've never actually heard the full story of the Call of Cthulhu. I'm not going to think too much on it. I don't have the time for it. Another history book. Volume 4. I missed Volume 3 altogether. Unless it's in this library, which it probably is. Doing a quick look over. Alright. Explored everything except back here.
What happened here?
Ooh. It's a nice painting, though.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood.
Yeah, of course they
Seems
did.
like
They're not
amateur
the same.
work.
Probably because it is. They're just gonna straight up hurt themselves while doing it. You need to put at least cloth around your hand.
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
How the hell do you tell if someone's tall based off a footprint? You're quite the detective, though. I mean, who am I to argue?
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
Probably drunk.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Ooh.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals?
What indeed did kill all those animals? Oh. Touch the Eldritch Star. Touch it!
What the... Charles Hawkins? Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins. Where did I see it? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
The
Sarah
Necronomicon?
Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Let it be the Necronomicon. Come on, man.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
The forces of the great old ones were engraved at its center. The Elder Sign.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
That's a good point, man. That is a very good point. Ooh, more medicine.
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
Dog, huh?
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Oh boy. A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If someone finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and my bones are still in this plane of reality. Holy damn. In order that they be recovered and burned, the funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she is still in this world. Following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of my safe, I would ask they deliver the content in the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage, Miskatonic, or whatever university. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you'll be able to appreciate the danger that it represents. And that you will act accordingly in it. In any event, I will neither be here to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. From you actions. Got it. Each cylinder? What is that? Did he mean... Crystals aren't exactly foods. It's strange. What's the next thing I can level up? Oh, I didn't get to increase that. Apparently. Chili cylinders. Where's mythology?
Arkham
boy.
editions. Never heard of them.
Oh boy. This may take a while.
A kind of chalice. I'm going to investigate this entire place. This is going to be interesting. So I have to have another look all over this place. To find clues to the combination of the safe. If I can figure out what the hell it means. Majority of the clues are at least put together. Except for that goblet. Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
I didn't know if I actually had anything to listen to the cylinders, or else I would have listened to the last one I picked up. Alright, let's see what he's got to say, if I can get them to play. I assume they're going to be in clues? No? Inventory. 1, 2, and 3. Listen to the first one. If I know how to fucking make it work. How does one play these cylinders? I'm not familiar with these old times. I imagine they had some sort of machine to do it, to play them. I mean...
Things are not looking good.
Wise observation.
A kind of chalice.
Yeah, I understand that. There. Let's listen to the first
These
one.
red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
The number of rubies on the chalice.
Chalice of knowledge.
From the crack, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First number is 5. Got it.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling. and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
What? Play that again.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
It's either 3 or 4 because of the number of white pieces, but it said to protect the queen, and if you're not including the queen, it's 3. So we'll see how this goes.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Azathoth, huh? The all-powerful god Azathoth.
What did Drake say about this collection?
Supernatural.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? What volume was it?
Dear friend, I thank you again
Yeah,
for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
This one's 3.
What did Drake say about this collection?
Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed
Drake talked about a particular volume.
particularly relevant.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about. What did Drake say about this collection?
9. Written by legendary King Solomon, it contains various rituals and occasions of cursory edition. Claudia D. Waits, based on L.W.
I never tire of browsing through them.
549. Wait. How the fuck do I turn them? There we go. Damn it. No? Let me try 3. It was 3. Oh, shit! The Necronomicon! Please let it be the Necronomicon. Oh no. What have you done, Pierce? The book. In a nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail. An attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Honestly, I still don't know how he figured that out, but okay. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find that the ladder and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside. It's definitely the Necronomicon. Irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. Very interesting indeed. Let's enter the madness.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I told him. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Ooh.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Very well. I'll examine him. "30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky.
Ew.
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, This man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like
That's
the skull
odd
of a
as
baby.
fuck.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients.
Oh no,
Provide
poor
him
man.
with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
I've seen suction cups on his fingers, his falling body temperature, his dehydration. Had I only read the report, you know what I would have concluded, Doctor.
Do I? Tell me anyway. I'm curious.
He's no longer human. These are the attributes of an animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this
Innocent
man,
words.
and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
There is.
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
Will you now? So I'm playing as the Doctor now. It's really interesting. It's a nice change. It is a nice
This
change.
place draws you in and never lets you go.
High security unit.
The
Okay.
answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly. It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Right, answers, woman, answers.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor. Everything all right, Dr. Colden?
All is well, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Thank God.
Come now.
I'm trying sometimes.
Courage.
Thank you.
Jeez, this place is huge. Oh. Medical book, huh?
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
Bitch. Cut off the water?
Let's hope I can go through the administration office.
Yeah, go this way.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory. Please.
Damn you. What are you doing?
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in Dormitory B.
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I'll see to it right away.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Rules are rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Understood. Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
Oh. What state is he in now?
You should go see for yourself, Doctor.
Damn.
This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him? The boiler room key is not in its place. Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him.
What are you doing looking next to me? You.
Dr. Colden. Do you want something?
Yes. All of the items.
It's a quiet little town. Days go by, steady as ever. I wanted more for myself, but...
Hey.
Ethan.
Marie,
What are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
I thought we trusted each other.
Really, Marie? Can you swear to me that you're not intending something reckless?
It's because I respect you that I won't lie to you.
Is there something I should know?
You better tell me about your symptoms.
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night. It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad. It might be...
I don't know yet, but everyone in Darkwater is suffering from...
Really?
We don't have any
Oh. There's no excuse then.
Take care.
You too, Marie.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long. Almost...
Is everything all...
Yeah,
I will...
Oh.
Damn, I should have written him a prescription.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Explored pretty much everything. You got nothing to say, you got nothing to say.
The door to the boiler room is locked. I have to get the key if I wish to get rid of Donovan.
Oh, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan?
Oh, listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl. And the answer is no.
The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
Oh, well. At least we won't have to clean for a while.
It's sad.
And just wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real show.
We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks. We're running out of this...
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, but Mrs. Donovan refused it.
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment.
Damn, this dude has his influence an iron fucking grasp. Where was the patient that needed to see me? It wasn't you. Was it you?
Chronic insomnia. Like half the island. Hay fever. What's he doing here?
Hay fever? See?
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
There you go, dude.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doc...
Yes, it's Dr.
It's the old whaling station. See?
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea.
Dr. Colden,
Hello, Betty. I'm looking for the key to the boiler room.
What for?
To put it in its place. Perhaps I should do the same with you.
I beg your pardon?
I suspect you of having a little too much fun at Elizabeth's expense. But be warned, it could easily be you they will all be laughing at tomorrow.
You are right, Doctor. The key is in the dormitory office in Block B.
Thank you. I shall go fetch it.
I'll just...
Mrs. Sanders?
Mrs. Sanders, what the fuck are you doing here?
Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
Entered the institute as well as treatment to her. Fuller added a handwritten note. He recommends to take her down to the psychiatric wing in order to provide her with the quiet and rest that she needs. That's fucking ridiculous. No, you're doing fine. Ooh.
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait. Intoxication from breathing organic vapors.
I mean, like, the basement.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling.
Can't move either.
His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
You did good work. The tranquilizer is kicked in. Now you can disinfect and bandage his wounds.
Thank you, Doctor.
I'll prescribe an antifungal treatment for his dysgeusia. In the meantime, feed him intravenously.
It'll be done.
Dr. Colden?
Need to head off to the boiler room, which is here.
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
For fuck's sake, man. Tool to shut off the fucking valve? Like I know what to look for then. I don't think I have any tools. I had a key. Not what I was expecting. What's your face is still here.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
What kind of tool should I be looking for? Jesus, this is kind of irritating.
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks. Gentlemen, may I help you?
We're waiting on news regarding our mother, Maureen Harding. She came in with a kidney problem, but we haven't heard anything since.
I'm sorry. Dr. Fuller is a very busy man.
Well, is there anyone else who can tell us what's going on?
She's our only family, you know? And we can't even see her medical file.
Don't worry. I'm aware our institution is not always welcoming. But your mother is in good hands. I'll tend to her myself, and keep you informed at once. Would that suit you?
Well, that sure sounds great to us, Doctor.
But those are just words.
Very well. At least I'll know where to find you.
So,
Pardon me.
We're waiting on news regarding... She came in with the kid...
I'm sorry.
They're taking...
Mother, huh? You?
Ah, so there's Harding. She's still sleeping. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
Save her kidney?
So, Doctor, have you...
I've tended to her, and I have good news. Her blood analysis is reassuring. Her kidneys are as new.
Are you talking about the same person? This is miraculous.
She's still recovering, but you may speak to her upon her awakening.
Oh, thank you so much, Doctor. We'll wait for her to wake up. We've been here since this morning, so it won't make a difference.
The kitchen.
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
That's disgusting. Should be able to find a tool here, right? No? And you're smoking in the kitchen? What's wrong with you? What's the point of this room? Ah. I'm wandering around blindly.
Thank you.
I need to find some way.
I think that you're needed in Block B, Doctor.
I think I already fixed all that.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Oh yeah. There we go. Yeah. Now I can finally work it.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
Alright.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's evil. That poor girl.
At last. The missing files must be hidden here. The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders.
Files. Files, god damn it. I worked hard to get in here.
I should go another way.
I don't have a light to turn on.
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle.
Are you serious?
I've unlocked something. Patient files. I was right.
Is that all I needed?
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins.
Sarah Hawkins, huh?
The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos.
Oh no.
It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key.
What?
But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Why is Ethan on medication? Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It's fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Hidden in plain sight, huh?
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection.
Oh no.
I must go back to the basement.
Damn, this is a long way. Oh, jeez.
Ah, now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
Oh, you bastard.
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around. Slowly. Talk, filthy thief! Oh, I swear I'll shoot!
Take a minute to look around. Everything points to Charles Hawkins.
He's dead!
No. He was here for a very specific item.
Oh, no.
The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Answer the question.
How foolish of you. Now you won't be able to escape his will. What did it show you?
Fuck.
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins' corpse.
Sarah Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
Dr. Colden. She was at the Riverside Institute. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait! No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
All right. All right. I might need you after all.
Perfect. Let's meet later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go! Rescue the doctor!
Thank you, Drake.
Hell yeah. I could use a master on the occult. Scholar on the occult. The book projected Pierce to the body of Dr. Cullen. The detective watched helplessly as Bradley's friend carried out her inquiry. Confronted with the experience of Fuller, she got into his office and discovered the director of Riverside Institute was hiding information on, if not the body of, Sarah Hawkins. She was discovered by Fuller. Pierce must save her before it's too late. Now, once this is done saving, I am going to have to end this episode here. I think it was a good episode, but it's getting late, so I'm going to have to sleep later for work. But I appreciate you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. And I will definitely be trying to finish this series as soon as I can. It seems to be going pretty well. There was a lot of interesting things that happened. And I'm just going to pursue this story, see how it turns out. And we're also going to watch this cutscene.
I pray that Colden is really here. And alive.
I wonder if all the medical books are in the same place. Anyway, all of you have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.